Hi, students. It's me, Miss Miles. Thanks for stopping by the Miles Ahead classroom. We're going to read Chapter 2, Mark Gets Hired. Let's find out what Mark had to do to get the job and what it takes to become a grocery bagger. Mark looks at the job application from the grocery store. He asks his mother why he has to fill it out.
People fill out a job application to get hired or picked for a job.
Says Mark's mother.
Businesses look at job applications to help pick people to hire.
Mark wants to fill out the job application so he can get hired. How can your job application help you get a job? A job application helps you get a job because it gives the business important information about you so they can decide who to hire. Businesses look at job applications to choose the best person for the job, so filling it out helps you have a chance to get hired. Mark fills out the job application. First, he writes his name and birth date. Next, Mark writes his address and telephone number. The next line on the job application asks about past jobs. This will be Mark's first job. He doesn't have any other jobs to write down. Mark's mother says this is okay. Working as a grocery bagger is a great first job. What kind of information do you have to fill out on a job application? On a job application, you have to fill out information like your name, birth date, address, and telephone number. You may also need to list your past jobs, if you have had any. There is a question on the job application. Why would you be good for this job? Mark knows a grocery bagger needs to be helpful and kind. He writes about how he is helpful and kind. Mark helps his mother carry groceries from her car and put them away. He opens the door for others. He smiles when people walk by. How is Mark helpful and kind? Mark is helpful and kind because he helps his mother carry groceries and put them away, opens the door for others, and smiles when people walk by. The next day, Mark and his mother go to the grocery store. Mark gives the job application to the store manager. The store manager looks at the job application. She talks to Mark more about the job. The store manager asks Mark questions. After a while, the store manager tells Mark he's got the job. What did Mark have to do before the store manager gave him the job? Before the store manager gave Mark the job, he had to turn in his job application and answer questions about the job. The store manager talks to Mark about his work schedule. Mark will work 3 days a week from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. He will start next week. She also tells Mark that he will make $8 an hour. Mark will get paid the money he has earned every 2 weeks. Mark can spend the money he earns on things he wants and needs. What is Mark's schedule? How much money will Mark earn each hour? Mark's schedule is 3 days a week from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Mark will earn $8 an hour. Mark and his mother go home. Mark wants to be good at his job to earn money. To be good at his job, he needs to be on time. He needs to follow his schedule. If he follows his schedule, he won't be late for his job. Mark writes down his schedule on his calendar. Why does Mark write down his schedule on his calendar? Mark writes down his schedule on his calendar so he knows his work schedule. He wants to know what days of the week he is working. The days of the week can change from week to week. By writing his schedule down on a calendar, Mark can always look back to remember if he forgets or needs to check. Mark is happy he got hired for the job. He can earn money. Then, he can spend his money on a video game system. Mark needs to be sure that he is on time every day for his job. Mark also needs to be helpful and kind while he is working. Mark is ready to start his first job. What does Mark need to do for his job? Mark needs to be on time every day for his job and be helpful and kind while he is working. Thanks for stopping by the Miles Ahead classroom today, students. And remember, because you stopped by, you are already miles ahead. See you next time, students. Bye.